അരിപ്പു അക്കാദമിയിലേക്ക് വീണ്ടും സ്വാഗതം. നമ്മളിന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് കൊമേഴ്സിലെ തന്നെ ബിസിനസ് സ്റ്റഡീസിലെ 4ാമത്തെ ചാപ്റ്ററായ പ്ലാനിങ്ങിനെ പറ്റിയാണ്. പ്ലാനിങ് എന്ന ചാപ്റ്ററിലാണ് നമ്മൾ എത്തി നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എന്തെല്ലാമാണ് പ്ലാനിങ് എന്നത്? പ്ലാനിങ് മീൻസ് നമുക്കറിയാം ആസൂത്രണം. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് പ്ലാനിങ് ഈസ് എ ബേസിക് പ്രോസസ് ഫോർ മേക്കിംഗ് ഡിസിഷൻസ്. That is nothing but is the process can be tell about thinking before doing. അതായത് നമ്മൾ എന്തും ചിന്തിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ആസൂത്രണം ചെയ്യുക എന്ന പ്രോസസ്സിനെയാണ് മുൻനിർത്തിയാണ് ഈ പ്ലാനിങ് എന്ന ചാപ്റ്റർ നമുക്ക് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ളത്. So we have tell about planning is a basic process of making decisions. So this chapter we will tell about first introduction, then meaning and definition, then third one features of planning, then importance or advantages of plannings, then the different types of plans, then a planning process, then the kind of plans and thus limitations. These are the things you have studied about this chapter in business studies. റിഗാർഡിംഗ് പ്ലാനിങ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആസൂത്രണം എന്നാണ് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയുക. ഓക്കെ, മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനമായിട്ടുള്ള ചുമതലയാണ്, ബേസിക് പ്രോസസ്സാണ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ബേസിക് പ്രോസസ് ഇൻ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്. പ്ലാനിങ് ഈസ് ദ ബേസിക് പ്രോസസ് ഇൻ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്. സോ ലെറ്റ്സ് ബി ഗോയിങ് ഫോർ ദ ഡെഫിനിഷൻ ഓഫ് പ്ലാനിങ്. പ്ലാനിങ് ഈസ് ഡിസൈഡിങ് ഇൻ അഡ്വാൻസസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ടു ബി ഡൺ. നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആസൂത്രണം, അതായത് നമുക്ക് ഏതൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് കൃത്യമായ ധാരണയും അതിന് മുൻകൂട്ടി കാണാനുള്ള ദിഷണാബോധവും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം. സോ വി വിൽ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ആൻഡ് ഡിസ്കസ് അബൌട്ട് പ്ലാനിങ് ഡെഫിനിഷൻ. പ്ലാനിങ് ഈസ് ഡിസൈഡിങ് ഇൻ അഡ്വാൻസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ടു ബി ഡൺ. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഇൻവോൾവ്സ് ദ സെലക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ്, policies, procedures and programs from among alternatives. That's the definition of planning. So next we will go for the features or characteristics of planning, sir. They have tell about 8 important characteristics. So first one is provide directions. That means മാർഗ നിർദ്ദേശം നൽകുക എന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ്, ഒരു ക്യാരക്ടർ. പ്ലാനിങ് ഈസ് ടു പ്രൊവൈഡ് ഡയറക്ഷൻ. Then planning is an intellectual process. Planning എന്താണ്? ഒരു intellectual process ആണ്. So that is mean by planning is a mental work concerned with thinking before doing. The next process, the second one is planning is goal oriented. Planning എന്താണ്? ഒരു goal oriented ആണ്. Okay, planning is pervasive means സർവവ്യാപി, സ്പ്രെഡിങ് എബിലിറ്റി ഒക്കെ പറയും. സർവവ്യാപിയാണ് പ്ലാനിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ തലങ്ങളിലും സ്ഥാപനത്തിൻ്റെ വിവിധ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റുകളിലും നിർവഹിക്കപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു കർത്തവ്യമാണ് ആസൂത്രണം. ഇത് ഉന്നതതല മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്രത്യേക ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റുകളുടെയോ കർത്തവ്യമല്ല. സോ ഉദാഹരണമായി ഉന്നതതല മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സ്ഥാപനത്തിൻ്റെ പൊതുവിലുള്ള പദ്ധതികൾ തയ്യാറാക്കുമ്പോൾ മധ്യതല മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട വകുപ്പ് തല പദ്ധതികൾ തയ്യാറാക്കുകയും കീഴ്തല മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ദൈനംദിന പ്രവർത്തനത്തിനുള്ള പദ്ധതികളും തയ്യാറാക്കും. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് പെർവാസീവ് എന്ന് പറയും. സോ the next one is we will go for primacy of planning. Primacy of planning means മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ പ്രാഥമിക ധർമ്മത്തെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. Planning occupies the first place in the list of managerial functions. Okay, then the fifth one is planning is flexible. Plans are prepared in anticipation of future events. The next one is planning is continuous. Planning is a continuous process. Planning is an ongoing process in the organization. Then planning is futuristic. Planning is futuristic means planning involves looking ahead and preparing for the future. Then the planning, eighth one, the planning involves choice. Planning involves choice. Planning is essentially involves choice of alternatives. So we will discuss about the 8 features of planning. First one is planning is an intellectual process. The second one is planning is goal oriented. Third one is primary of planning. Fourth one is planning is pervasive. Fifth one is planning is flexible. Sixth one is planning is continuous. Seventh one is planning is futuristic. Then eighth one is planning involves choice. Then let's we go for the importance of planning or advantages of planning. So planning is an vital importance in the managerial functions as it stands first. Set the objective for group efforts and is pervasive. So first importance and useful function we can tell about ensuring about benefits. Benefits are emphasis on objectives. The second one is minimizes uncertainty. Third one economical operations. Fourth one is effective coordination. Fifth one is facilitating control. And sixth one is encourages innovation and creativity. Seventh one is improves competitive strength. So first we going for emphasis on objectives, which you can terms about. The planning function begins with the setting objectives in clear terms. The second one is minimizes uncertainty. The planning is concerned with the future and which is uncertain and very difficult to predict. Then the third one is going for economical operations. Planning leads to purposeful and orderly activities. The fourth one, effective coordinations tell about planning. It will be determines the activities of in different individuals, groups, and departments in terms of what should be done, who should do it, when and where it should be done. Okay. Then the fifth one is facilitating control. Facilitating control tells about presupposes the existence of a plan. The plan clearly specifies the standards target to be achieved. The the sixth one is encourage innovation and creativity. So planning is basically the deciding function of management. It aids innovative and creative thinking. The seventh one is improves competitive strength. Improve competitive strength means effective planning provides a competitive strength to the enterprise over others who have no proper planning. That's we will tell about. Then next we go for the types of plans. Plans are different types. Regarding plans are the future courses of action formulated well in advance to achieve a desired result. So let's we go for subsidiary plans. Subsidiary plans are consist of several elements or components that are generally bound together to form a course of action. These components are known as derivatives or subsidiary plans. These plans can be classified into objectives, goals, policies, procedures, strategies, methods, rules, programs, projects, budgets. There are 10 types of hierarchy of plans which can be step by steps. So first one going for objectives. Objectives are the goals, aims or purposes that organizations wish to achieve over varying period of time. The second one we will go for goals. Goals we will tell about. An organizational goal is something toward which its resources and efforts are directed. The two statements regarding about goals are maximize the profits of the business and earn 25% return on investment are the two statements, and the features like that goals provide justification to organization activities. They are key to effective planning, and goals provide a motive for its activity. Let's we discuss about objectives with goals. Objectives with goals regarding about some people make a distinction between objectives and goals while others often use them interchangeably. However, the difference will be noticed that objectives are general in nature while goals are specific or more precise. Then objectives are open ended aspiration of the organization where goals are ended on target oriented. Okay, next one we will go for policies. Policies means നയങ്ങൾ എന്ന് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും. So policy is a general statement which provides guidelines in decision making to members of an organization in respect of any course of action. Okay, then different sales policies are: we sell only cash basis, that means cash and carry. Let's we discuss about the strategies. So the features of policies are, the three important features are general statement that guides decision making, then long lasting, then made at all levels of management. Then different kinds of policies are: first one functional policies, second one internal policies, third one external policies, fourth one appealed policies, fifth one stated or explicit policies, sixth one unstated or implied policies. There are six important types of policies which can be considered in business enterprises. The functional policies are made to set up of key areas such as production, finance, and purchase, personnel, and marketing. Then internal policies are initiated by managers at various levels to guide the subordinates, are called internal policies. The third one is external policy. An organization may be compelled to adopt policies due to various pressures and requests from outside the enterprise such as government, trade union and trade association. Appealed policies: this type of policy is formulated on the appeal or request of subordinates. Then stated policies. Stated policies also known as originated policies. These are usually in writing and form a part of the enterprise. And then sixth one, unstated policies. There are unwritten policies. The next one we will go for procedures. Procedures means നടപടിക്രമങ്ങൾ എന്ന് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും. In the simple words, procedure can be defined as systematic way of handling regular events. So procedures have involved steps for doing different jobs. Then procedures are pervasive in nature. Then procedures help in implementation of policies. Okay, then the differentiation of policies and procedures are the important factor. Then let's we go for fifth one, methods. Methods are formalized and standardized way of accomplishing repetitive and routine jobs. Okay, methods means രീതികൾ എന്ന് മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ rules, the next one is rules are rigid definite plans which specify what is to be done or not to be done in given situations, allowing no discretion. Rules are specific regulations that must be followed by the employees in an organization. Okay, the next one we will go for a project. Next one we will go for the programs. programs are we can tell about programs. A program may be defined as a sequence of activities directed towards the achievements of certain objectives. So they are concrete the schemes of action worked out by managers to attain certain objectives. Then the two important requirement of each programs can be, one is budgetary and another one is duration. Budgetary can be is a statement of finance required for the execution. Duration a time frame for its accomplishment. There are two types of programs are major and minor. Okay, then the strategies we can tell about the, it's a military word, or a military term. Strategy is a military term which can be referring to countering the moves of the enemy forces. So a business strategy means placing oneself in the position of competitors and seeing what one's own reaction will be in a similar situation. Okay, they are plans made in the light of the plans of the competitors, and since a modern business organization operates in a competitive atmosphere. The next one we will go for the projects. A project is a complex cluster of associated activities with a distinctive object and prescribed completion time period. The next one we will go for the budget. Budget is the last one, and we will tell about the process. And is a budget as a plan is a statement of expected results expressed in numerical terms. Budget is defined as it's a plan is a statement of expected results expressed in numerical terms. So budget is a plan for allocation of resources. It states objectives and resources in quantitative terms. A budget may be expressed in numerical terms such as rupees, products, man hours, machine hours, etc. So a budget may reflect operations, capital outlay, cash flows, production, and sale targets. The next one, let's we go for the planning processes. So planning processes we will go for just go for the basic steps regarding tell about. The first step is establishing objectives. The second one is establishing the planning premises. The third one we will go for reviewing of key factors. Fourth one, development of alternatives. Fifth one, evaluation of alternatives. These are the five steps for the planning processes. And the sixth one is selection of the best course of action. The seventh one, formulating derivative plans. The eighth one is implementation of plans. And the ninth one is follow up. So these are the planning processes of our management. Then it's a regarding in certain basic steps. Then the kinds of plans we will discuss about here. The kinds of plans are we will tell about corporate and functional plans. Corporate functional plans is nothing but planning undertaken at the top management level is corporate planning. So functional planning is meant to cover a particular functional area of the organization. That means marketing. So next we will go for the formal and informal plan. When planning is reduced to black and white, it is formal planning. Informal plans are unwritten plans which involve more thinking on the part of managers. The third one we will go for short range and long range plans. Short range plans, also called tactical planning, relates to period of 1 year or less, but long range plan covers a period may vary from 3 to 5 years. The fourth one is standing and single use plans. Standing plans are also known as repeated use plans, intended to be used over and over again. Then the then the fifth one, administrational plan. administrative plan and operational plan that is associated with middle level management. Okay, to provide guidelines to operational level is administrative plan. So operational plan is designed at the lower level to deal with the actual execution of operations. Then let's we go for the limitations of planning. Limitations of planning is no doubt is very useful to business enterprise, but it does not mean that is remedy for all the ills of business. Mere planning does not guarantee success because it is not a substitute for human action and imagination. Moreover, it has certain limitations such as discussed below. First one, lack of reliable data. Second one, time consuming process. Third one, expensive. Fourth one, rigidity. Fifth one, resistance to change. Sixth one, false sense of security. Seventh one, limited scope. Ah, seventh one is limited scope. Eighth one is influence of external factors. So these are the tell about the limitations of planning. Planning is a useful for business enterprise, which does not mean the remedy for all illness of the business. So first, lack of reliable data. We will tell about success of planning depends upon correct information and data. Then time consuming process. Time consuming process is a planning is a lengthy process and hence time consuming for collection of data, interpretation, evaluation and definition of objectives. The time consuming process we will tell about. Planning is a lengthy process and hence time is consuming. Then expensive is planning process is very expensive for collection, analysis and evaluation of different information, facts and alternatives, and appointing experts involve great amount of money. Then rigidity means implies predetermination of policies, procedures and programs. Employees are required to work strictly adhering to these. It restricts the individual skills, initiative and creativity. Then the resistance to change. Resistance to change we will tell about. Most people generally do not like changes. This attitude towards new ideas become a limitation to planning. Then the sixth one, false sense of security. False sense of security. So planning may create false sense of security in the organization that everything is well taken care of by the plans and no problems will arise. This attitude has an adverse effect on planning. The sixth one is limited scope. In organizations where situations change rapidly, there is the limited scope for planning. Then the eighth one, that means influence of external factors. The effectiveness of planning may be affected by external factors, economic, social, political, technological or legal. So the management has little control over these external fact forces. So we will cover the chapter of business studies in planning, our fourth chapter. Next we will go for the we will go for our fifth chapter. We will arrive soon at Aripu Academy. Thank you for our viewers and thank you.